And it really is the heart of the home for me. I actually enjoy cooking a lot, as is evidenced by all of my lovely cookbooks here. This place hasn't really felt like a heart. It's felt more like, what's another organ? It shows things. That's like the skin of the home. It just takes in radiation and shows all the liver spots. It needs to be cleaned up. And we need a laser treatment for this kitchen, if you will. At the time of this video, I actually don't know what I'm going to be doing, what kind of makeover I'm going to be doing. So we'll just walk along with this. It'll be a surprise for both of us, as it always is.
As you can see, the dishes have completely taken over all of my countertop spaces. So I thought I'd use this cabinet right here that is beside the sink to fit in a 18-inch dishwasher. It's just gonna make my life a little bit easier, but first we have to find a way to remove all of this, you know, wonderfully built engineering.
That was involuntary. I thought this would defeat me. Okay, yay. All right, I'm thrilled.
It is ready.
It is done.
Okay, so dishwasher is in after my dad and I spent some time laying down in the floor in some sewage, but since she grand and she works.
Okay, on to functional change number 2. I want to use this cabinet space here as one of those pull-out trash can thingies. I think it's just a better use of the space.
This will be fun.
So this is where we're at. And I got frustrated and I stopped. And it's because these are flathead screws and the threads are coming off, and whenever I hit a stumbling block like this, I just pause. I go away, I do something where I can get some traction, even if that's just, you know, relaxing or whatever. And then I'll come back to it again. So this is actually, I've come back to this about 2 times, and maybe the 3rd time will be the charm. By the way, leave in the comments below any way to do this, to get rid of things that are glued on, you know, or whatever, painted over so much, and then the threads start tearing out. If you guys have any quick tips, put them in the comments below for future help of other people and myself. Thank you.
But if you can see here, I went ahead and painted the inside because even though I cleaned it, it was still gross. And so I just used some extra leftover paint. I've since put in the template in order to put in the trash can thing. This is not a standard, according to their directions, this is not a standard cabinet because this is inset. And how much is it inset? Well, I had to use my calipers to figure that out. I knew these would come in handy one day. So we did that, and then I brought it over here, and then you can kind of score it across, and then I've laid it down, and now we're gonna drill. So pray with me now. Da 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 da. It's a soft close. And obviously I will switch out the hardware so that it is easier to open, but she's done. This is the detritus. So the next step of this process is to paint. We have those kind of speckly gray countertops. We have the cream colored cabinets, and in between is this disgusting manila color that is all over my place. I'm going with a completely different color. Perhaps a little bit of surprising color. And we'll see, because that's life. You try things, you mess up, or you get it on the first try, like this time, right? Right? Did I just jinx myself? Okay, if you can't tell by my voice, I'm sick. I've been sick the last 2 to 3 days. I'm stir crazy at this point. I just want to get something done. So we're going to ignore this and we're going to concentrate on the kitchen once again. So I had done a nice chartreuse, at least I thought, thinking to brighten up the kitchen just because it's so, you know, it's dark. There's not a lot of light in there, but it's just a little too bright. So I went back to the drawing board. I want to go with something yellowy with a little bit of green. And so I chose between these two colors. Oh, probably don't want to put them close to my face. It's not going to do them any justice. These two colors, this one is called Hampton Grove, and this one is called, no, this is called Hampton Green, even though it's yellow. This one's called Cypress Grove. They look very similar, and they are, but when I put these around, this one kind of had a creamier, greeny thing going on. And I liked that, so we're just gonna do this. I'm bored. I'm sick of laying down, and honestly, it's probably a good time to paint because I can't smell any of it. So, win-win. Let's get going. It's happening. It's happening. So I want to get rid of these knobs. I think they're ugly. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with them. They're silver, they're fine. I like silver. I just don't like how big they are scale-wise. So I went to an antique mall and I found these. I think you usually see them at like a garage or something like that. You know, they're pretty utilitarian. They're plastic, they're black, and I think it will add a pop, as you can see right here. So I made this little template, and now I gotta go around and do it for all of them. All but a few, because, so I got these for the drawers, and they're chrome, and again, they kind of go with that, again, that garage sort of style, that very utilitarian. They're silver, they have this little dip, I don't know if you can see that, so you can pull it, and they're smaller, so scale-wise, I think they look good. Screw in the bottom one. There we go. Now I just gotta do that 15 more times. So time for a DIY. This is the cabinet closest to my refrigerator, and it used to house the water heater. It no longer does that. It now has a bunch of appliances, but I think that's why there is this vent right here, and it's unattractive. So I want to replace it with yet another vent, which I found. Just you wait. I really want to replace it with this floor vent, which I think is a lot cooler looking. I think that would look really good. It's just going to take a little bit of maneuvering because everything in this place was sort of like banged in with nails. So I need to be able to remove this in a non-destructive way.
Tried several different tools to widen the rectangular hole on this door. Exhibit A, we have the skill saw. Then I tried the hammer and chisel kind of thing. That's a technical term. Finally, we ended up on the jigsaw, which I think worked best.
Sorry, got sick again. It's okay, we pressed on. But I got this in place. I'm painting some trim that I'm gonna put around here to disguise this. And the reason I chose this particular vent with this geometric pattern is because it reminds me of that kind of chinoiserie look. And it goes with a few things that I've been collecting over the past year and a half. So let me show you that. Here we go. It is a shelf, a little kind of chinoiserie shelf. I don't know if you can see the beautiful profile, the geometry here, and these are the little brackets that go against the wall. Super cool. What I've started to notice, by the way, is that like I've been putting together a bunch of things that I just like. You know, I like these kind of handles, and I like the silver chrome ones, and I like this look. And even this Hampton green, which I kept on calling a yellow and didn't understand why it was called a green, it makes sense now that I have all these pieces together because it reminds me of like those celadon green vases that you see. Again, that sort of chinoiserie style. So I feel like it's all coming together. So the lesson of this is if you like things, they will go together because the common thread is you. So yeah, do with that what you will. So where to put these? Let me show you.
Here I was checking if the wires were actually active using my multimeter. Turned out they're not. So I decided to change tactics and use some rechargeable bulbs in this really cool vintage light fixture I found. It kind of fits with our industrial meets chinoiserie vibe, if you will.
My come bearing art. This I got from an antique mall that I really like. And I thought they were nice because they're a little bit more modern, and by modern I mean kind of 70s, but I think it's a nice contrast to all this ornate stuff we got going on. So I know it's a trend, but I think it makes a lot of sense to have lighting that is not just overhead, you know? So I bought this little lamp from IKEA. It's actually one of their newer ones, and I thought it was more modern, so we're juxtaposing things. So here we go. This I got from my trip to Italy, and it kind of reminds me of that White Lotus kind of thing. Also the yellow lemons, you know, put a little sprig of something. Vignette complete. This is not sugar. I'm not trying to start like a Tide Pod challenge thing or whatever, but I thought it was cute to have something, you know, graphic to put my dishwasher tablets in. So yeah, cute. Thank you for making it to the end of this makeover with me. Honestly, there were a lot of highs and lows during this whole time, but I learned a lot, and I feel like I'm finally getting a grip on what my style is. I don't have a name for it, so if you guys have a name for it, go ahead, type it, put it in the, you know, comments. You know, something that incorporates these sort of garage elements in the hardware, or the geometric stuff I got going on, maybe the 1970s, or these artisan kind of details. Let me know. And also let me know what you like the best, and I guess what you think needs to change, because we are trying to grow here. All right, that being said, I'm gonna sit down and relax with a nice cup of tea or coffee. Thank you.